Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. Going back to Treehouse, Charlton, Massachusetts. Charlton, Deerfield, Cape Cod, everywhere, Massachusetts. This is King Julius batch 5000. I guess this was the 5000th batch brewed at the Charlton location. They are pumping out a ton of beer. I've had King Julius before. I reviewed it a long time ago. Have I had it recently? I think I've had it maybe like in the last 2 or 3 years. I don't remember. Per the label, American Double IPA, 8.2% alcohol by volume. This one says it was brewed in Charlton. It just talks about how this was the 5,000th total batch of beer brewed at Charlton. So they produced 90% of their beer on unchanged equipment for over 5 years. We understood our brewing environment here at our flagship location better than anywhere else. Yada, yada, yada. I don't need to read the whole thing. So yeah, excited to try this. Snagged this can for my dad. His buddy sent him some Treehouse beer. So second Treehouse beer in a row that we've reviewed. I don't know when this is going to upload, but there is no date on this can. Unfortunate. Don't know how old this is. Time of recording, November 13th. So, no clue. Pretty wild to me that that gets missed at Treehouse. Those dudes are pretty meticulous about everything. If you read, social media posts, like they're pretty by the book, step by step, everything. Nothing gets missed. 2 cans in a row, no date on it. It's crazy. I don't know how that happens, but it does. This beer, it looks like a Treehouse beer. And it probably sounds funny hearing that, but this is Treehouse Haze. It looks like juice. It looks like peach juice. It's not like that crazy turkey gravy, disgusting, just hop cum. It looks hazy, bright, a cool orange color. Finger of fluffy marshmallowy, kind of like an eggshell head. It's sudsy in the middle, super tight, compact bubbles on the outside of it. So this beer has sat out. The chill is, it's there. It's not warm by any means, but if for some reason this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I let hazy beers sit out for about 15 minutes, take the chill off of them. I just think they open up, they smell better, they taste better. Your mileage may vary. I'm never going to tell you how to drink your beer. So let's shove our fat nose in it. It smells like orange juice. It smells sweet though. It's got like a starbursty kind of a sweetness, like sugary, chewy candy. It's crackery, it's bready, but this is still explosively aromatic. It's kind of going towards that chalky thing though that I don't like in hazy beers. It has that. What is that called? Calcium chloride? Yeah, this is super it smells like juice. It doesn't have, any kind of, I talk about loving West Coast style beers and West Coast brewed hazy beers because they offer like a dankness, they offer like hop resin. This is just straight pillowy soft orange juice. Starbursty kind of sugary, almost Flintstone vitamin-y, but not quite there. It's a little chalky though. So let's go and taste it. Cheers. It's tasty. There's a little bit of bitterness there that I wasn't expecting because you don't smell anything other than just that kind of pillowy, juicy thing on the nose. But it offers a little bit of a bite. It doesn't hang out long. It's not offensive on your palate. Definitely would not be palate fatiguing by any means. Thankfully, the chalky thing that you smell, it's not there heavily on the taste. It's there, but it's not offensive. But yeah, if you've had Julius or King Julius, you know what this is. This is orange juice in a glass. It offers other tropical stuff. It kind of has like a cool stone fruity, like a little bit of pithy, sort of like sweet tangerine-y thing. But this is juice in a glass. I will say, 8.2%, this beer doesn't drink heavy. It doesn't taste boozy. The mouthfeel is nice. This beer's solid. It's funny to think back. I'd have to go back and watch it. But when I drank King Julius for the first time, I remember losing my mind just because back then there wasn't beer that was like that. And now kind of circling back years later and having everyone in the world doing nothing but hazy beers, like, this beer's good, but you've had this beer 100 times from somebody. And that's not a knock on Treehouse. I don't want people to think I'm talking shit, but this to me just isn't anything. I don't think there's any hazy beers anymore that's like life-changing, mind-blowing, holy smokes, I've never had this before. So this beer is really good, but it's nothing new. It's nothing you haven't had. I did notice, even like, you can go to Treehouse and buy like an insane amount of beer. There's literally like 100 different cans of beer. Not 100, but it's close to that. I bet you it's over 50. You go on their website and like look at their for sale to go stuff. Insane amount of beer. And this was 2 per person. Like, what are we doing? Is it we got to keep the hype there? Like, I don't know. It's solid haze though. Candied sweetness. Yeah, bready on the finish. Good amount of juicy hops. Me personally, I would love if there was more intense pithiness, some sort of West Coast vibe to this, some, dankness, something that offers beer. But this is signature Treehouse. This is what they do. They do it well. They brew a ton of beer. And there's people every day buying a lot of it. So they're killing it. They're like the biggest. Who's a bigger, other than like the old school dudes, but is Treehouse the biggest craft brewery in the game now as far as like sales go? And like, look how many locations they've opened. They bought a golf course, like they have a farm, I think. It's insane. It's good stuff. So that is King Julius Batch 5000. Did you guys have this? Did you love it? I would venture to guess there's people who watch this and this is like one of their early Treehouse beers that they've had. Maybe there's still people who are, getting into Treehouse now. Youngsters who are coming up in the craft beer world, they're drinking Treehouse and they probably had this and they're like, this is the best beer I've ever had. I wouldn't argue with you. It's good stuff. So that is it. I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. See you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.